Hello, YouTube. I'm Neo Crusader 20. Welcome back to my weird world. And today we're talking tomahawks, specifically for throwing. Now, I've only got two with me here, but there are obviously loads out there, hundreds of tomahawk options. I'm gonna talk about the three basic types of tomahawks. There's synthetic handle, wooden handle, and metal handled. I don't have a metal one. I have a metal hammer. Metal hammer, metal shaft, synthetic grip. Now, there are a number of tomahawks made in the same drop. No, I'm confusing myself already, and I've just started. Drop forged or cast or forged, like those are the different types of metal handled tomahawks, or welded, I guess is the other one. Stock removal, that's the word. But I don't have any of those. I have in the past used a quote unquote full tang tomahawk. My brother's friend broke it in 10 minutes. And I sent it back and got a refund because it was the first day I had it. Yeah, that was a load of suck. But to the ones I do have handy, it is the Zhizhou hammer pole tomahawk. They don't make these anymore. If they did, I would put a link if they did. But my dad got this and a set of 3 of them for me off Amazon 2 years ago. But synthetic handle tomahawk, quote unquote unbreakable. Yeah. If I remember correctly, this has a 3.5-inch cutting edge and a 15-inch removable handle. I'm not going to remove it right now because it's actually, I use it as a throwing hawk and I've hit dead on my target, and this handle doesn't want to come off easy. But yeah, that's this one. I think it's pronounced Zhizhou. It is JXEJXO. It might be Jaxie Jaxo, but it looks more like, to me it sounds, it's probably closer to Zhizhou. If I'm wrong, feel free to comment. I'm always open to learning. Just, don't be mean about it. Knowledge is knowledge, but you don't have to, sit on that high horse. You don't have to make me look at you from the knee up or knee down, eye level, knee. You're not necessarily better than me just because I don't know Chinese. I don't know other languages. I know a little bit of basically nothing. I don't know enough in any other language to have a conversation. I can ask where the bathroom is in Spanish, but I don't know what the answer is going to mean. Okay, on to the other one. This is the one that most people will know about. It is the Cold Steel Norsehawk. 4.5-inch cutting edge, 18-inch handle. I have replaced this handle once already, and yeah, I need to. Here, let me show you. I need to do some maintenance because I actually haven't used this one in about 5 years. No, about 4 years. Yeah, because I didn't have a target for the longest time because it got burnt. It was more important to warm the house than it was to have fun. Yeah, but Gold Steel Northhawk. Um, I paid 40 for it at an event, like a rent fair, and it came with this ding in it here, or I gave it to shortly after getting it, because I went to go get it sharpened, and the dude that was sharpening was like, "This has a massive ding in it. It will take a lot for me to deal with it," but he just used a pole sharpener, so I'm not going to use it as like a weapon or to chop down a tree. Just, I mean, this is not a tool axe. This is a weapon axe, but I'm not going to use it as if I have to, in like a self-defense situation. I've got other options for that. But yeah, um, oof, getting lost again. This was my first Tomahawk. I wanted to learn how to throw tomahawks, so I got a Tomahawk. I had thrown knives before and spears, and I had a little experience with tomahawks, but I wanted to, learn. And what's the best way to learn other than to do? So, got a tomahawk, spent 3 hours a day for 3 hours a day, 4 days a week for 8 months throwing tomahawk. And I got okay. I'm not saying I was good. I'm not saying I was bad. With this, I was able to teach my friends proper distance to do it, which was 15 feet for most of us. Over between 5 foot and, well, we never got to the problem of being too tall for the distance. 15 foot from, I think the shortest person that tried was my sister, and she still got it to stick a couple times. And yeah, it was fun. I'm not saying it's not like a hobby. It's totally a hobby. Why did I say that? It is totally a hobby. I shouldn't have said the sentence before that. Okay, but axe throwing is a hobby more than it is a sport in my book. But then there's Waddle, the World Axe Throwing League, which I'm not good enough to want to do that. They generally throw with 12-inch handle, I think is the standard. This is 6 inches more than that. And I don't want to cut down a third of my handle. And I'm not going to try to throw like this because you want to throw all the way down here. And then, speaking of throwing, let's talk about. Oh, I still need you in my hand. There's various ways of throwing. There's getting all the way back here, extending over your head, and letting go just as the beard of your hawk gets parallel with the ground. Well, it's going to be parallel anyways, but you don't want to throw too late. Because if you throw and it's already here, well, actually, here's where you want to throw. Because if it gets one full rotation, it'll stick right there. If you throw too early, it'll hit there if you have the right kind of target. Otherwise, you're going to hit with the handle, and it's going to right hammered in. It's going to pop the head, and then you have to reset it. So the easiest way to reset your head, get it most of the way down here, and then slam it onto the edge of your target, and gravity. Actually, I don't. Gravity and something will force your head down, and it'll seat properly. Because see, no wiggle. Yeah, but I know that certain um, throws are you rest it against your bicep, and then you snap your wrist forward, and then let it go forward, which I guess would work with a smaller, lighter hawk. But this, um, I think, all in all, it's about 2 pounds. And if you snap 2 pounds over and over and over, you're gonna hurt yourself. For starters, you're gonna get tired, and if you keep going past a certain point, you're gonna hurt yourself. Which I guess is a big doy, because if you throw past your if you push yourself past your limits, you hurt yourself. So, would I suggest this to people as a first hawk? Absolutely. It's got good horn and beard, good edge length, and yeah, your first one. If you get the Cold Steel Norse Hawk, it comes with a set screw. Your first one, you're gonna mess up your shaft from here to about here because of the set screw, which I did because I didn't take it out because I thought, oh, it's screwed in place. It should stay in place. But the set screw is about 3/4 of an inch long. It's just enough to secure it for shipping, but not necessarily for throwing. If you want to get one and secure it for throwing, you need at least an inch and a half. So to there, which helpfully, oddly enough, my hawk has a crosscut in it from the production. I didn't do that; it came that way. But if you take a a screw and it would reach at least a third of the way into your half material, which, I mean, hold up. This might actually be the right size screw for this, but I'm not going to put it in here because it's good for display, not good for throwing, because if you mess up while throwing and it has a screw in it, you're either going to shear the screw or it's going to make one big nasty gouge all the way down until it pops off and the screw's on the ground and you've got a handle that you now have to replace. Which, it's not super expensive. I got my replacement handle for $8. It's American hickory, so that makes sense to me. But if you want to use a more historical axe haft, it would be ash or oak. Yeah. Hickory is an American wood, so obviously a European axe wouldn't have hickory. But hypothetically, you could use an ironwood, but I don't know the names of any European ironwoods off the top of my head, aside from generic ironwood, because that's what it is. It's hard as iron. But yeah. And if you wanted to make this more like zombie apocalypsey, just hypothetically you could do what I do and leave it alone for a couple of years and get a patina, but this is beyond patina, this is rust. This is red active rust. So I'm gonna have to go at it with Scotch Brite, Barkeeper's Friend and some oil. I need to get an oil. And not like motor oil. I mean, hypothetically, you could, but you're going to have a hell of a time with cleanup. And motor oil gets gummy after a while, if I remember correctly. I don't use motor oil. I can't drive, so I have no reason to know about motor oil, other than the fact that oh, sorry. Using motor oil for tool maintenance outside of rotary tools, i.e., drill press, bandsaw, chainsaw, using the wrong oil, just it's just that it's the wrong oil for the job. Mineral oil, which is food safe and uh, odor free and lots of other things. I can't remember all the properties of mineral oil because I don't have a bottle handy, and my memory's kind of. But yeah, basic maintenance. WD-40 works as basic maintenance, or gun oil. Gun oil works really well on blades. And this is a blade, obviously. I know there are. If you use like RPG classifications, axes are considered blunts for some reason, but the edged weapons are blades. And oil, there are lots of oils you can use. And I have to. It's got a good enough edge for throwing still. But I actually might do that after this. Okay, what's the time? 4:04. Oh, I gave away where I am in the world. Nah, you're not gonna be able to tell where I am by the time. And because I have a overhead light on, you can't tell what the location of the sun is. I also have heavy curtains. But I'm not worried about that. If you ask me where I am, I might DM you. I'll give you I'll tell you what state I'm in. I'm in Washington State, United States of America, North America, Western Hemisphere. I'm not going to get more specific than that because I don't want to. But yeah, throwing. It took me about 2 hours to consistently stick with just about every throw. And yeah. And after that, no, more than 2 hours. 2 days. 2 days. 2 days of constantly, I spent about 9 to 10 hours throwing it because, well, I had no job. I had nothing better to do than spend my Thursday and Friday afternoon throwing the Tomahawk. And yeah, it doesn't take super long to learn how to throw. I mean, oh, speaking of methods of throwing, I don't do this one. I do not throw backwards. I've seen it done. It looks really cool. But because it looks really cool, it also looks really difficult to me. And it looks like if I messed up, it would come flying back at me. Which the first time I hit like so, with this, it bounced back. So I had to move back. Wait, no, there was no rotation. I had to move forward. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. But this video has gone on a lot longer than I initially planned. But also, head differences. This is a more traditional head for what it is. It's a Viking style war axe head, just scaled down a little bit because, well, not super scaled down, but I have seen this exact type of head on Dane axes, and that has a 10-inch cutting edge. So just a bit more that way and a bit. And this is a more, I don't know, it's got a hammer pole for starters. So this is more tool. This is also a lot thicker. Let me demonstrate that. It's almost triple the thickness at the eye, which is this part right here. Actually, real quick, let me go over the parts. There's the eye, the pole, the blade, the edge, the horn, the beard. I don't know if there's probably a specific name for this bit. Oh, and the haft. Can't forget the haft. An essential part of an axe, which is a hafted weapon. Without this, you just got a little like an ulu almost. And where was I going with that? Steel types. This is, I believe, 1045 or 1050 carbon steel. And I'm pretty sure this one's a stainless steel. I'm not seeing any stamp saying stainless, so it might be carbon steel. But either way, it's out of production. So tomahawks are really cool. But just like with any other thrown weapon, if you mess up too drastically, you could get hurt. So, in my opinion, if you want to learn how to throw weapons, and you're like under 18, I wouldn't suggest letting someone under 13 try to learn how to use a tomahawk for throwing. Just because people can be mean sometimes, and if you mess up and like if this comes flying back at you from a messed up throw and you take it there, you'll have a long gash in your arm that'll remind you of your screw up for years to come. And also, big doy, don't try sparring with live weapons. If you want to spar with axes, get a sparring axe. I just remembered I had this. This is based on the Cold Steel Trench Hawk, which is another synthetic handled tanged axe this time. My brother had a Trench Hawk, lost the locking plate on one side of the tang, which for some reason Cold Steel doesn't offer replacement fastening kits like bolts and fastening. Excuse me. I don't know the proper word for what it is. It's like a washer, but it locks. And yeah, so he had to. They'll send you a replacement handle, but they won't tell you replacement hardware. That's the word. Hardware. Bolt, fastener, bolt, screws, fascinating place, whatever. I So that was one reason why I didn't get one for myself. I got a pair of training ones. The other one's down there because I'm not sure why I have them in my room, but I just do. But one of these days I'm going to talk about trainers because I've got a lot, and that would be a outside video. Yeah, but yeah, if you want to learn how to use weapons, start with a training weapon. If you want to learn how to throw, start with something overbuilt, like this. This synthetic handle is it's fiberglass reinforced polyresin or polyurethane or polypropylene. Yeah, it's fiberglass reinforced because I can see the end of the fiberglass in the eye there. But yeah, you can either choose to go super cheap and spend sub $40 on a Tomahawk head and handle, on a Tomahawk, not just head and handle. Well, obviously those are the constituent parts, but if you spend less than $40 on a wood hafted Tomahawk, I would expect that it would fail faster. The cheaper you go, the more likely it is to break. Because some of those handles are garbage, to be honest. Not everyone uses a good hardwood. Because a lot of the small, cheap tomahawks are decoration only. Like, oof, I'm not going to name names, but some companies make a lot of small tomahawks and say they're for throwing. And okay, let's talk handle shape for a second. This is an oval at the eye end, and almost no, it's an oval down here too. But the cold steel Northhawk, is teardrop shaped. It has a point to its shape, which sits really well in the hand, but it also helps with edge alignment. Edge alignment is a big thing when throwing anything, really, except for certain types of spear. Well, most types of spear. If you're throwing a spear, you don't really need edge alignment. You just got to make sure it doesn't dip too far down or doesn't dip far enough. Because if you hit with the haft, if you're hunting, you just pissed off what you're throwing at. If you're doing it in your backyard, if you underthrow, I have actually done this before with a spear. I've bounced it off the target and sent it flying backwards at myself. So, again, completely my fault. I was too close. And I didn't get hurt, luckily, but yeah, this is a hobby where you can hurt yourself. So, I think I've rambled on long enough. Yeah. I probably missed a couple I probably started a couple subjects and verged away. But if you need a tomahawk, Cold Steel is a good place to start. I got mine at a festival, but you can get it on Amazon. I have unfortunately heard that Cold Steel is not owned by Lynn Thompson anymore and is in fact produced primarily offshores in Southeast Asia and South America and South Africa for their machetes, which is good because South America machetes are used every day because it's a jungle nation, a jungled continent mostly actually. There's jungle everywhere. There's the Amazon rainforest, the biggest jungle in the world. And that's not relevant. The Tomahawks. Um, Mine is made in Taiwan. At least I believe that's what it said. Yep, Taiwan. I'm not going to show you because it's really small and I don't have lighting over there, which I might look into that. Getting a lamp to put right there, right next to my bed. No, not bed, entertainment center. But I have device management issues. I've got my Xbox, my TV, my other Xbox, original Xbox, Xbox One, and my laptop and my fan and my phone charger all hooked up over there. Um, yeah, so no, my phone charger is over there now. Yeah, because I didn't want to overload the boards. But off topic again. I'm not the only person that's done this talk, obviously. Lots of people have talked about the various Tomahawks out there. I am working on potentially getting a couple next year, but I'm gonna get something really cool next year first, if I can get it past my mom, because I live with my mom because I got brain issues, so I can't live on my own. I got brain issues to a degree that the government says, hey, have money every month. But be responsible with it, because, if you do stupid stuff, we'll not only take away the money, we'll fine you. But, yeah. So, yeah. I'm gonna wait on that, because it'll be an Etsy purchase, and those are all hit or miss. I tried to get boots off Etsy. I deleted that video because, yeah. But, yeah, they sent me the wrong size, then said that the charts I was looking at were all wrong. But, yeah. That's not their fault. It's an issue I have. I got big feet. I'm not going to show you my feet because that's, kind of weird and gross sometimes. And my feet are dirty, so no. But back to axes. I'm gonna try to get a two-handed axe next year. Because aside from tool axes, I don't have one of those. And a tool axe isn't as fun to talk about as a, battle axe. Battle. Okay, I've talked long enough. If you stuck around this long, thank you. A million thank yous. And I know I don't upload frequently, but I might link my TikTok in not in the video description, but on my page description, my about stuff. Oh, yeah. Cold. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. Consider subscribing. I do talk about, a little bit of everything except really music and food. I'm not a big fashion guy, but I do have. Oh, that was going to be my next video. I'm going to talk about scarves because I like scarves. But yeah, I'm a big autistic guy. I like weird things sometimes. So thank you for watching, and I'll see everyone in the next video as soon as I can. Bye.